Are your ranked games inconsistent? Do you find yourself popping off, getting your max RP in one game, only to have your squad get wiped off the drop in the next? Trust me, we've all been there, and if you're looking for the one-stop shop to fix this problem, then watch this whole video through and I know you'll be bringing home a big bag of RP way more consistently. What's going on, guys? My name is Valued, and without further ado, let's talk about how to rank up fast in this season. The number one tool for ranking up fast is knowledge of the meta. Understanding what's strong, why it's strong, and how to use it will simply make you a better Apex player. From legends to landing spots, and having a finger on the pulse of what's strong in Season 10 will propel you through the ranks. So let's talk about a couple key features of the meta to help you get more RP in your games this season. First, the legend meta. While you can play any legend in the game and find success, it's important to understand who is currently strong and why they are strong. Understanding the meta is more than just calling Octane broken because you see him all the time in your games and he just beats you in gunfights. Your job if you want to rank up is to learn what makes the popular picks so powerful in their current state. Even if you have your off-meta pick that you enjoy and you don't plan on picking up one of these legends, you will be better suited to win fights and more games if you aren't getting surprised by certain plays or styles from other legends. Octane, Gibraltar, Seer, and Bloodhound are some great examples of powerful picks that, if not played around correctly, can easily take you out of the game. Let's do a quick breakdown on these legends to give you a framework and example that you can use for analyzing the legend meta in the upcoming seasons. Octane is very fast, allowing him to scout well for his team and sniff out danger before his slower squad mates find themselves in a bad spot. If you see an Octane, his teammates are not far behind him, and if his jump pad is up, they can easily close the gap on you very fast. Octanes will often look to single out a member of your squad as their speed lets them get the jump on players, and most Octanes are always looking to fight. His pad also gives his team a great way to quickly reposition offensively or defensively. Gibraltar's bubble is the biggest reason he finds himself in games, as it is the best defensive ability in the game. The power to bubble his team and throw down his ultimate for easy zoning and protection cannot be understated. Not to mention, with most squads having an aggressive pick like an Octane, he can come in and save the day if his squad overpushes or gets caught out. And Seer and Bloodhound find themselves very strong right now for very similar reasons, with both being the strongest recon legends in the game. Their ability to gather information is on a whole nother level, and you will see one of these legends in almost every squad. With both of their scans giving a ton of information, they can set up their Octane or other aggressive members to make an educated push, and they can keep their squad safe by scanning out enemies pushing their squad. These three archetypes of legends, aggressive, defensive, and recon, tend to make up the strongest squads in most of the seasons. The legends we just touched on are arguably at the top of their food chain in their respective roles, but they really get unlocked when they're using their abilities well together. While this does apply for many other team comps like Rev and Octane, knowing this is the popular setup for current squads will help you understand what you should be picking, as well as how to prepare for enemy squads in your games. Let's say the enemy squad consists of Octane, Gibby, and Seer. Without even knowing all the members, you can make constant judgments on how they could approach a fight as you get your eyes on different members. You see an Octane, his squad is likely close by, and they could look to jump pad onto you or away if they aren't ready to fight. And if you see a Gibraltar not too far behind him, well, now any jump pad plays are a lot stronger, as Gibby can bubble as soon as they land. Then let's say you don't see the Seer, but he hits your squad with a scan. Well, get ready, because they're probably on their way with a pad bubble that we just mentioned. Having this mindset about the game when you take your core knowledge into a match and adapt it constantly as you gain info about squads is how you use the meta to your advantage. You don't need to be what we call a slave to the meta, playing whatever is strong, but you do need to make sure you fully understand what the meta is and adapt your play to account for it. Having a clear understanding of your strengths as a squad and what other squads can do to take you down is going to do nothing but good things for your RP gains. And speaking of good things for your RP gains, if you find yourself struggling with meta or anything else in Apex, we have some of the best players in the world over at ProGuides.com. Whether you're interested in watching Snipedown's fundamental course or getting some one-on-one time with an experienced player ready to help you improve, ProGuides has you covered. Make sure to check it out in the description below. Alright guys, similar to the Legend meta, every season has its own landing spot meta as well. This changes heavily based on what map is in rotation and what rank you're playing at, but understanding what areas are hot drops and which are not, and where to find consistent loot is the key to ranking up. One of the biggest ways players struggle with ranking up is dying off spawn or just having a bad drop altogether. We've talked about it 100 times on this channel, but hot dropping is such a bad recipe if you're looking to rank up. Here in Season 10 on World's Edge, you probably shouldn't be dropping Fragments or Harvester unless you have reason to believe that they're going to be underpopulated. These areas are almost always contested, and even if they're not, they are key rotation spots for a lot of teams looking for fights in early stages of the game. Looking to drop to some more relaxed locations to guarantee your team good loot is never a bad idea. POIs like Lava City, Thermal Station, and even Skyhook can be a lot less punishing as long as the dropship isn't taking a route that makes them easy drops. Speaking of easy drops, that's a meta within itself. Tons of squads will only drop to a lot of locations if the dropship is taking a path that makes the drop quick and easy. This is a lot more prominent in lower ranks, but it's definitely worth keeping in mind when choosing your starting location. Most POIs other than Fragments East and West will be much less populated if the drop is further from the ship. Okay guys, moving on from your initial drop, understanding rotations and how to use the zone to your advantage is the easiest way to get free KP and ranked points. Seriously, this is the most OP game knowledge that you can have, and it's not something that requires you to have any mechanics or crazy plays within a game. When the first ring shows itself in the game, you should already be taking note of its location and where you're looking to rotate next. Obviously, you gotta survive your drop, but once you finish that up, your focus should be on getting good ring positioning. Now, let me ask you guys a question. How many times have you died in zone or trying to avoid it? Let's be honest, we've all fallen victim to this, and nothing is worse than dying to a squad while you're limping your way into the ring. But now, imagine if you were the squad that was waiting at the edge of zone ready to clean up a frantic team on the brink of elimination. So many teams throw away their game, sprinting for their lives from the zone, only to get picked off by a squad that secured early zone positioning. If you're struggling to get your kill participation, or you just want to guarantee yourself advantages in gunfights, rotating early and often as the ring closes will seriously net you so many free points. But there's more to it than just getting to the ring before the zone closes. Every time the ring collapses, it will be hugging one side of the remaining safe space on the map. Finding the spot on the ring that is closest to the zone right as the ring changes is a huge tip for making your rotations easier. When the ring changes, the closer to the ring the zone is, the slower the zone will move. Due to the zone closing evenly all around and the ring not being centered, you can find angles on the ring that allow you to stay safe from the zone and make your rotations much quicker. These rotations should be almost circular, with you winding your way inwards as you reach these skinny points between the zone and the ring. Constantly seeking out these positions on each ring will give you priority on future rotations without needing to run to the center of the circle and risk getting pinned down from multiple angles. This also allows you to quickly find a position in the ring that you can easily see the zone while not being in danger of it creeping up on your squad. From a power position in these areas of the circle, you can often catch late rotating squads for easy KP. Not to mention, this playstyle really helps you to keep your priorities throughout the match and sets you up for constant favorable gunfights. Rather than sprinting into the zone and braving anyone who already might have good positioning, this strategy keeps you out of as much gunfire and helps you be prepared for any fight coming your way. As you reach higher ranks, these types of rotations become even more common, so you need to make sure that you're quick about it and get to a power position in these parts of the map as soon as possible. Once you get the hang of this way of rotating for zone, you will stay a lot safer throughout a match, which results in higher placements and a lot more KP with your squad, as you should have a much easier time seeing enemies coming and taking fights. So it's a win-win. Okay guys, while everything I've discussed so far will help you come into games prepared and help you earn easy KP, everything here works a whole lot better with a little bit of teamwork. I know. You don't always get the best teammates, but as you climb the ranks, I promise you guys, you will find more and more players that are doing their best to get the win. While they might not be cracked out of their minds, they will help you win fights and get more RP. And I've harped on this a lot in the past, but team shotting is literally the easiest way to get quick knocks, and you don't have to get the full kill for it to count towards your ranked points. If your squad manages to take down another team, 3 assists is the same as 3 kills as far as Apex rank system is concerned. And you don't even need the whole squad to stay alive to continue to get more RP based on placement. The bottom line is, guys, teamwork makes the dream work. And while you need to find a lot of success solo to do well in Apex, looking to use your team to your advantage and give them support when they need it is vital to climbing the ranked ladder. Even the best players that do solos to master streams will use their teammates. They can't do it alone. The higher rank you get, the more difficult it is to win the game solo. Okay guys, so if you land and there's another team landing with you, don't get lost in the loot. Letting your teammates just die because the other squad is working together while you're looting is a horrible thing to do. Communicate in comms or with pings and help your team take that squad down. There should almost never be a time where you're on even footing with another squad and you ever bail on your team. Take this early game instance as an example. If you let your squad lose a 2v3 on your drop because you were too scared to get involved or you're busy looting the opposite side of the POI, this does not bode well for the rest of your game. At best, you wait until the enemy leaves and you're going to try to get some reboots off. However, realistically, you're probably going to find yourself ratting your way through the rest of the game because if you take an even fight with your squad, you will likely lose the 1v3. So without your team, you can kiss your max KP goodbye in most situations. And odds are you won't survive as long for a high placement as you would if your squad was alive. Look guys, I know your team will die doing some silly stuff at times, and it's out of your hands. But you need to be honest with yourself when this happens and make sure that there was nothing you could do to help them out. The easiest thing to do is just see someone go down and be like, oh man, it's their fault. When all too often, it could have been a lapse in communication or judgment from the whole squad that led to one of your teammates dying. So guys, just do yourself a favor and give every squad an honest chance. Even if your last 3 sets of teammates hot dropped and died, you never know when you might find a great squad mate in the random queue to help you get some ranked points. From understanding the meta to becoming a pro at rotations, if you use what we talked about today as a framework for your ranked grind, you're going to be ranking up in no time. Anyway guys, my name has been valued. Let us know in the comments below what tips you found the most helpful and if you got any extras of your own for our friends on the channel. Thank you guys so much for all the support recently, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.